So War Horse for Veterans has completely changed my life, okay, because we got to doing these clinics with these soldiers, and the relationships that we've built with them has offered so many experiences for me and my family. It's been crazy. And so what we need is the world to see what they're doing at War Horses. And the American Performance Horseman is going to put this on a stage that's going to let the world see what all the great things they're doing up in Stillwell.
So the project that I'm working on currently with and for the American Performance Horseman, it's a collaborative project that I am very excited about. I am actually producing 15 paintings for the American Performance Horseman, and what we will do with those paintings is they're going to be auctioned off, and all the proceeds are going to go towards the War Horses for Veterans.
My name's Brett Courtwright. I'm the Executive Director for War Horses for Veterans. I come from law enforcement background. I served right about 12 years in law enforcement. War Horses for Veterans is a 501c3. We're a nonprofit in Stillwell, Kansas. We serve combat veterans, first responders all across the nation. We bring people in, put them through a 1-week program with horsemanship. We backdoor mental health to them. A lot of the veterans and first responders aren't wanting to be necessarily touchy-feely all the time, so we give a rough edge to what we do, and we push the limits with our horses, with our food, with the program as a whole.
My name is Jacob Greenleaf. I served with the United States Marine Corps from 2008 till 2017. And so I think that coming to War Horses has helped me realize that there's not just having to be chaotic and not just having to be full of anxiety and anger. And, like I said, it saved my life. Being able to relax and trust something when that something's a horse.
Being the most relaxed I've really been mentally, and like my brain slowing down to be in the moment. Just connecting with these animals is incredible. Like, you can't, it's hard to have a bad day on a horse. And just feeling that calm and alive on them was, it's really hard to put into words. There's things that happens to veterans daily. Somebody thanks us for our service, and a lot of times it seems very hollow. And we still appreciate it, and a lot of us get really kind of weird about it. To have these organizations, like, that's a little bit different. Like, it really shows how tight-knit this community is and how much this community cares about us, to have these guys show that, like, hey, we want to recognize you guys. Man, like, to feel cared about, that's huge for veterans, especially after your service. Like I said, you're just alone. Like, thanks for your service, have a nice day. That's it. So for these companies and these organizations to reach out and put the effort in, and just like the thank you to them, like, man, we should be thanking them. Like, I feel like I just did my job and my duty, and that was that. And to feel appreciated it's really incredible.
My background, I was a Green Beret for about 8.5 years in some Special Forces group. Moved out to Colorado to get an MBA, was really struggling with finding purpose in life at that time. A friend of mine recommended me to War Horses, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Getting out was hard. Going from adrenaline rush, full speed, operator all the time, to in a school environment in Boulder, Colorado, was a culture shock. And it's crazy the similarities that are between the cow horse world and the cowboy community, and I'd say special operations. The camaraderie, for lack of a better term, talk to one another. We're always joking with one another, giving each other a hard time. In my world, like, that's how you bond with each other. Just is very similar. The love of country, that was a huge one. Like, we all love this country and we all share those values, very similar values. Something I've discovered over the years, the times that I am most at peace, the most, that I'm not thinking about everything else that's going on in my life or the past, that's, events that have happened, is when I'm present. When you're with a horse, you have to be present with that horse in order to connect with that horse. And that horse can feel if you're not, and they will challenge you if you're not. And so locking in, blocking out the noise, and just being in the moment, in the now, that's therapy. That's the whole equine therapy I think that people talk about, is that aspect of it when it clicks for you, that you have to be present with that horse, connecting with that horse, in the now, not distracted. That's the bliss, that's the relief, that's the peace. As I'm sure other people have said, I mean, 22 veterans kill themselves every day. And there was a recent study that came out that was talking about the countries that live the longest and why they live the longest. The biggest factor that plays a factor in life expectancy is community. And I think that this community, this organization, War Horses, provides that sense of community, which equals connection. And so it makes you feel like you're not alone. Because it's very easy to feel alone when you get out, especially going from a high-paced environment into a civilian world where many people don't know what you've done, don't understand the things you've been through. But I think we as operators need that brotherhood. And so having War Horses in this community has been literally life-saving, if I'm being honest. There was a time about a year ago now, I was in a really dark place. And I didn't know if I was gonna get out. And it was amazing to have Chris and Russell and Jake and War Horses, everyone there by my side to help me through that time, and to just be there. And they helped me get to the other side of it. And now, the person I am now is not the person I was even a year ago. And without them, I don't know if that would have been the case. And so I'm forever grateful for them and this organization. And it truly does save lives, in my opinion. And it gives guys hope that, there's a life after the military. There is something else out there that can fulfill that sense of purpose, that sense of competition, that sense of camaraderie. And it's here at War Horses. So.
My hope for anyone that sees these paintings that will be produced will see the authenticity of the spirit of the community between the reiners and the cutters and the cow horses and riders alike. I hope that they can be fully recognized and the value that they bring to help the War Horses for Veterans.
When I first found out that War Horses was going to even remotely be associated with the American Performance Horseman, we were all blown away. We have gone to every event for the American Performance Horseman and sat in the stands and watched from afar, and it's a blast for us to watch, but to be a part of it, to be an organization that is going to be receiving the proceeds from Shannon's artwork, is unbelievable. We would have never have thought in a million years that the American Performance Horseman would be a donor to War Horses for Veterans. But I think it shows the Western industry and the warrior industry really aren't that far apart.
Commissioned in 2008, went to Afghanistan in 2012. A year or two after that, got off active duty in 2014, and then started my civilian career after that. Since I got back to the civilian world, I love the Marines and the Marine Corps. Didn't miss the day-to-day, but definitely missed the camaraderie that we had. And, that was tough for me to find in the civilian world. And coming to War Horses got me around those kind of people again. And in my previous life, was able to talk with the people that I was going through the program with, and just to being around like-minded people that had similar experiences, being able to open up and talk about them has been hugely beneficial for me. They fostered such a great community. I receive a text from these guys about every week, checking on me, and I think, going through the program was amazing, but what's even better is the outreach afterwards. I went through the program about a year ago, been back to War Horses twice since then. This is a adrenaline rush and like no other, and a lot of us are adrenaline junkies, which is why we did what we did in the military. You really got to have something that's going to give you something to strive for and push for, and going to make you a little bit nervous in the end to get the guys that I think that really need help with this, that need to be around the community that we came from again, that kind of seek that, the peak level of performance, whether it's in the military, civilian world, the horse world. You're going to need to be around these animals that are top of the bell curve. It's really the horses and the high level of training that's going to get the people I think that it could benefit the most to come out, open up, and become a part of this community.
So my name's Taylor Gillespie. I'm a rein cow horse trainer outside of Valley View, Texas. And so War Horses is providing an avenue for healing and hope and growth. And these guys are realizing that going through this program that They don't have to end it to get away from the pain, that there's other avenues. So the psych is key, and then there's obviously the horse. If it wasn't for the horse, this fails. This program doesn't happen. The horse is a mirror to these guys' emotions. If the guys are tight, the horse is going to get tight. If the guys are angry because of something, they don't even know what they're angry about, but they're angry because we've got these anger issues that we're battling with coming home from Afghanistan or Iraq, and we don't even know why we're angry. We're just angry. And that horse is going to pick up on that and not perform to the way that we need them to do. But then they learn as they go through this program, they can just take a breath and it's going to be okay. And then they start achieving something, maybe something minor, maybe just saddling the horse and it not getting worried because they're doing it slow and methodical. And then they build on that. Hey, we saddled better than we did yesterday. And then we build on that, and then we're going down the fence by Friday afternoon.
So it helped me change our life at home with my boys and with my wife, and how we looked at life and a lot of the things that we put value on, and how to try and get rid of the things that were costing us time and make more time for the things that were good for us. Seeing how much it helped the soldiers makes you realize, well, why wouldn't it help you? I don't know, and that has helped me and Chris and Taylor and all of us have gotten into it and sat down in them talks with those with the soldiers in the sites. That and the overwhelming gratefulness of the participants afterwards, actually they're telling us how much that we've changed their life, and that's just, it's overwhelming. It helps the people that went and helped us be and live the lives we're living, and they're going to appreciate it beyond measure. That's what's so phenomenal to me, is you're helping people that need help, that don't really even know they need it. They're not asking for it, not begging for it. They just come here to see what this life is about. And it turns out being a massive help for them, putting their families and putting their lives together, coming out of the military, because it's hard to come from the military to this world of pansies that we live in. It's a hard adjustment because the realities aren't the same. And they all feel like they're alone, but they're not. Us out here in the ranching and the horse world, we're dealing with the same problems, and I think that's the bridge from the military to here. We're having to deal with it already. We're already in this world, and we're having to find our way through it with the same moral standards that they have in the military.
Horse Veterans is such an in-depth community building organization. It's not a one-off, show up, get an experience, and go away. It's a big deal, and it's a repeat deal. Okay, these guys come back. These guys, if they don't go back there, maybe they come to my house. They go to Russell's house. I mean, it's a deal that, it is a genuine networking thing that is unbelievable.
I could see War Horses being able to utilize these funds, these donations from the commissioned artwork in several ways. Being able to pick up new horses, because we all know that, our horses, they're not the typical nose to butt trail horse. Our guys are athletes. Our horses have had hundreds of people on their backs, around them, their feet picked, everything. And I know that the horses we're looking for truly are a special kind of horse, and we know that does cost money eventually. Being able to have additional funds to be able to find good new horses that we can use to push our program further into the future, that could be absolutely what we could use the funding for.
It fills my cup beyond compare to help the War Horses for Veterans for this program. My art has become about something else. And that's it.